Overall, just being more aggressive. Just being aggressive, believing in myself, knowing that I can make plays for myself and my teammates. But in defensive end, just staying solid, just playing my game on the defensive end, especially because I believe that I know how to play on the defensive end. So just staying to my roots and believing in myself.
So we don't know where he's going to fall yet, but just to get your perspective on this, we're talking Matt and I off air, and the pressure that he must be going through, just with all the expectations of his father. Can you kind of just describe what the emotions he's feeling and the expectations that he has, just entering, probably the biggest day of his life coming up?
I mean,
the lights of the NBA Summer League are supposed to be a debutante ball, a celebration of a dream realized. But for Bronny James, the glare of the spotlight has turned into a merciless interrogation. After another underwhelming performance, cameras caught a moment on the sidelines that has sent shockwaves through the sports world. LeBron James, looking more like a furious general than a proud father, pulling his son aside for a tense, public, and brutally intense lecture. Bronny's face, downcast, overwhelmed, and utterly defeated, told the story the stats could not. This wasn't fatherly advice. This was a live broadcast of a dynasty's immense, crushing pressure. This is the story of the sideline scolding that exposed the impossible weight of being the heir to the king. The setting was the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas for a Lakers Summer League game. The atmosphere was a unique blend of laid-back summer showcase and intense microscopic scrutiny, all focused on one rookie, Bronny James. His stat line through the first few games had been modest, a handful of points, a couple of assists, the expected rookie jitters. In this game, the struggles were more pronounced: missed defensive rotations, tentative drives that ended in passes back out, a crucial late-game turnover. As the final buzzer sounded on another loss, the broadcast cameras, as always, stayed fixed on the James family. What they captured was not the usual celebratory hug or consoling pat on the back. LeBron, dressed in a sharp black hoodie, moved with purpose through the crowd of players and staff. He placed a firm hand on Bronny's shoulder, steering him away from his teammates toward a semi-private corner of the scorer's table. The audio was muffled, but the visuals were devastatingly clear. LeBron leaned in, his expression a mask of intense, focused frustration. He gestured emphatically with his hands, pointing to the court, mimicking a defensive stance, chopping the air to emphasize a point. His gaze never left Bronny's face. Bronny, still in his sweaty jersey, did not look up. He stared at the floor, his shoulders slumped, nodding occasionally but offering no defense. His expression was one of pure absorption of pressure, a young man being hollowed out by the very source of his opportunity. The clip, just 45 seconds long, was isolated, amplified, and spread across the globe within minutes. The caption wrote itself: LeBron scolds defeated Bronny after brutal Summer League game. The narrative was set. The dream was becoming a nightmare, live on TV.
What are the things you've been working on the court?
Just creating space for myself, just getting downhill more, just using my body as a big point guard, just trying to use my body as best as I can. Also just shoot off the dribble, stuff like that. Everything, I've been working on everything, so trying to get better as a player overall.
At this time last year, you were still trying to find confidence, footing. How different of a summer do you anticipate this than last summer for you?
Yeah.
What do you make of LeBron's comments?
That this is all his fault. All of it. Let me be very delicate. I'm not joking around. I'm not playing. Because I think their family is absolutely beautiful. I think that LeBron James is an incredible role model. I think his wife, Savannah, is just spectacular on every level. Having said that, when we get...
The viral clip was a Rorschach test. What one person saw as a father's demanding love, another saw as the suffocating weight of a legend's shadow. This single moment laid bare the impossible dual role Bronny James is forced to navigate. The father's lens. From this perspective, LeBron's actions, while harsh, are a familiar athletic paternal script. This is the dad coach who demands excellence, who believes coddling is a disservice. His intensity is born of love and a unique understanding of the microscopic scrutiny his son faces. In private, this might be followed by a hug and a "I believe in you." The public scolding is the tough love portion of the program, a message not just to Bronny, but to the world. We hold ourselves to a higher standard here. The work is never done. The legend's shadow. This is the crushing interpretation. Here, LeBron is not just dad, he is the franchise, the brand, and the blueprint. His sideline presence is not supportive, it's supervisory. The scolding isn't about Bronny's growth, it's about the protection of the James legacy. Every Bronny miss is a public ding in the armor of LeBron's narrative of generational excellence. The intensity reads not as love, but as a CEO's fury over an underperforming asset tied to his empire's worth. In this view, Bronny isn't a son learning a craft, he's a subsidiary failing to meet quarterly expectations set by the parent company. This dichotomy is Bronny's inescapable reality. He cannot have a normal rookie struggle because his father is not a normal dad. He is the sun around which the entire NBA solar system orbits. Every gesture, every word is magnified and interpreted through the lens of legacy, business, and mythology. There is no room for a simple, messy learning curve. The sideline scolding proved that even in a moment of intended private instruction, the global audience sees only the shadow, and within it, a young man looking desperately for shade.
Done pretty good. Try to come in and get better every day, learn from guys who've been there for me. Yeah, just take it all in and enjoy it.
Would it be a different feeling than just coming into this building, going into Mexico tomorrow, being in the locker room, putting on the number 9 jersey? Like, how do you envision that going?
Yeah, I think it'd be different. I mean, no different than me getting ready for any other game, but just the feeling of being in our home arena for the first time playing the game. I feel like that's special.
Here's a wild thought. What if LeBron's presence is making things harder for Bronny? The kid's got access to top-tier training and resources, sure, but he's also got a spotlight on him 24/7. Every move he makes, every shot he misses, it's all under a microscope. The critics aren't holding back. They're calling Bronny the face of nepotism. Ouch. They're saying he only got drafted because of his last name. But is that fair? I mean, the Lakers knew what they were doing when they picked him. They saw dollar signs, not just potential. Experts are split on this. Some say it's pure nepotism. Others argue it's just...
To understand the defeat on Bronny James's face, you must understand the unprecedented, multi-layered pressure he endures. He is not simply a second-round pick, he is the subject of a sociological and sporting experiment with no precedent. Layer 1, the historical weight. No athlete's child has ever entered their parent's professional league with the parent still at the peak of their powers. LeBron is not a retired legend offering advice from a suite. He is an active, top-tier player on the same team. Bronny's every move is compared not to a ghost, but to the living, breathing, still dominant standard. His rookie summer league is judged against the memory of his father's own mythic, ready-made NBA debut 20 years prior. The timeline is collapsed, denying him any historical distance or grace. Layer 2, the narrative prison. Bronny's career was narrativized before he ever touched an NBA ball. His selection by the Lakers was universally framed not as a basketball decision, but as the LeBron package deal. He is seen by many as a transaction, a sweetener to secure his father's re-signing. This strips him of his own athletic identity. Every missed shot isn't just a miss, it's proof he doesn't belong, that he's a nepotism hire. He must perform not to earn a role, but to validate a pre-written storyline and silence a cynical world. Layer 3, the Goldfish Bowl. The Summer League is typically a low-stakes lab. For Bronny, it's the finals. His games are the most watched. His bench reactions are analyzed. His post-game interviews are dissected. There is no room for anonymous development. The sideline scolding with LeBron was the ultimate symbol. Even the sanctuary of the family unit is a public stage. He cannot escape the gaze, not even for a moment of personal instruction. This trifecta of pressure, historical, narrative, and omnipresent scrutiny creates a psychic load no 19-year-old is equipped to handle. The defeat on his face isn't just about a bad game. It's the expression of a young man realizing the gilded cage he's in is also a crucible, and the fire is lit by the very person who loves him most.
Within the family circle, I thought he and Jeannie were like brothers and sisters. I think this is he still got it in for Rob Pelinka.
He does.
This is all about Rob. Skip, look, and I get what Magic's saying, but it's hard for me to see a scenario where I'm going to place the blame at LeBron's feet. Because at the end of the day, general managers and player personnel directors and presidents don't call LeBron, they call Rob Pelinka. And I understand that it's hard to tell a guy like a LeBron James no. But Jerry Krause did it. It was very successful. Every person that Jerry...
Come on, guys. What is the big deal? The Los Angeles Lakers select Bronny James, son of LeBron James, with number 55 pick in the NBA draft. So here we go. Nepotism criticism. The most celebrated 55th pick in NBA history. If he was an average Joe's kid, he'd be on his way to plumbing school. We knew at some point that Bronny James was going to make it to the NBA, so maybe it was more about him playing on the same team with his dad, because they're the first father and son duo to play on the same team. But we knew at some point he was going to go pro. His senior year, he was an All-American, and he played 1 year in college.
The public's response to the viral scolding clip fractured sharply into two opposing camps, reflecting the broader debate about Bronny's entire career. Camp 1, the sympathizers. This group saw a vulnerable teenager being crushed by an impossible situation. Comments flooded social media with sentiments like, "Let the kid breathe," and "He looks broken." They criticized LeBron not for his high standards, but for enforcing them in such a brutally public forum. This camp argues that Bronny's development requires privacy, patience, and the freedom to fail away from his father's towering shadow. To them, the clip was evidence of a profound parenting failure, prioritizing the brand's image over the son's emotional well-being. They fear the weight will extinguish Bronny's love for the game before his career truly begins. Camp 2, the Darwinians. The opposing viewpoint was ruthlessly pragmatic. This is the NBA. It's not a participation league. This camp, which includes many former players and tough love advocates, praised LeBron's approach. They argued that shielding Bronny from criticism would be the real disservice. If he can't handle his dad coaching him hard on the sideline, how will he handle 20,000 hostile fans or a coach like Pat Riley, was a common refrain. They framed the moment as necessary medicine, a harsh but realistic introduction to the unrelenting pressure that comes with the James name. In this view, sympathy is a weakness Bronny cannot afford. The unspoken middle ground, the business angle. A quieter third perspective emerged from media analysts. This was, intentionally or not, brilliant crisis management. By publicly demonstrating demanding excellence, LeBron's camp could be attempting to preemptively counter the nepotism narrative. It sends a message: see, we're being harder on him than anyone. He has to earn it. Whether this is calculated or genuine is irrelevant. The effect reframes the conversation from Bronny is a charity case to Bronny is being held to an unimaginable standard. The scolding, therefore, becomes a strategic tool in the larger battle for Bronny's professional legitimacy.
Clear growth in Summer League, right, from what had been you've been developing for the year prior. What have you done since then, and what did you sort of learn about your game that you thought you could carry forward into training camp this year?
Just like every other NBA player in the summer, I'm just keep my head down, working on the same stuff that has gotten allowed me to grow during the summer, and coming in every day ready to learn and ready to take advantage of an opportunity.
What will you remember most about tonight?
Just going up to that score table with my dad, checking in for the first time, was a crazy moment I will never forget.
As you checked in and you realized this lifelong dream, what did you realize about accomplishing that?
I mean, I'm just extremely grateful for everything. I was given an amazing opportunity to come in this league and get better every day and learn every day. So yeah, I'm just extremely grateful.
Huge smile across your face. You have accomplished many milestones. You have made history countless times. Why is this feat so special?
It's family. It's always been family over everything. And, for me, I lost a lot of time because of this league and committing to this league, being on the road at times, missing a lot of his things, Bryce's things, Zuri's things. So to be able to have this moment where I'm working.
In the days following the incident, a telling silence descended over the James camp. There were no explanatory posts, no press conferences. This quiet, however, speaks volumes about the precarious path ahead. Path 1. The G League exodus, the most likely route. Basketball logic dictates the next step, a full season with the South Bay Lakers in the G League. This is the escape valve. It offers a semblance of normalcy, a chance to play 30-plus minutes a night, make mistakes in relative obscurity, and build confidence against hungry professionals. It would be a public admission that Bronny needs developmental space away from the blinding LA spotlight and his father's daily gaze. Success here could rebuild his narrative from the package deal to a developing prospect. Path 2. The pressure cooker continues, the high-risk gamble. The alternative is to keep him on the NBA roster as a deep reserve. This would maximize time around LeBron and elite coaching, but would mean sporadic, high-pressure minutes where every move is hyper-analyzed. It risks turning his rookie year into a prolonged version of the Summer League sideline, a constant public test under his father's watchful eye. This path could either forge him through fire or completely shatter his confidence. Path 3. The nuclear option. Whispered only in the most speculative corners, is a trade or a season abroad. Sending Bronny to another franchise, as painful as it would be the ultimate act of liberation. It would finally decouple his career from LeBron's, granting him the anonymous struggle every other rookie enjoys. It is the cleanest basketball solution, but the most emotionally and commercially complex, severing the historic father-son team narrative. The silence from the James family suggests they are at this crossroads. The sideline scolding was a symptom of the unbearable pressure their unique situation creates. Their next move will be the diagnosis. Do they treat the condition by creating distance, or do they double down on the pressure, hoping it forges a diamond instead of crushing the coal?
I mean, shooting the way you did yesterday and getting on the court and doing the 5-on-5, what has this process been like for you, especially, being so close to hitting the NBA?
It's just all a grateful experience. Extremely grateful to be here, to give an opportunity to be here. I'm just trying to showcase my best work, what I've been putting in all after the season, and just take it all in. And I'm grateful everything is going on. Yeah.
If it doesn't mean a thing, it's just not a good effort right there. And Bronny hits a three, much to the delight of the sold-out throng.
The image of a defeated Bronny James is more than a snapshot of a bad night. It is a stark, human symbol at the center of a modern sports paradox. Can unprecedented access and generational planning actually smother the very dream they were meant to create? LeBron James engineered a path to the NBA for his son that was meant to be a gift, the ultimate head start, with the finest training, exposure, and opportunity money and influence can buy. He sought to give Bronny everything he himself lacked, yet the sideline moment revealed the unintended consequence. That same engineered path has become a gilded labyrinth with no exits. The pressure is not a side effect, it is the central structural feature. Bronny's expression captured the moment a young man confronts the core contradiction of his life. The very person who is his greatest protector and advocate is also the source of his most intense scrutiny and heaviest expectations. To succeed, he must step out of a shadow that is not receding, but is actively leaning in, pointing out his mistakes. His journey is not his own. It is the final, living chapter of his father's mythos. The story of Bronny James is no longer just a basketball story. It is a cautionary tale about legacy, pressure, and the limits of parental design. LeBron James set out to control every variable for his son, to write a perfect story, but in doing so, he may have created a narrative so powerful it has its own gravity, threatening to pull his son into a preordained orbit from which there is no escape. The haunting final question is not about Bronny's jump shot or his defensive IQ. It is a more profound one about agency and identity. Can Bronny James ever become his own man, or is he destined to be a permanent supporting character, the son, the heir, the proof of concept in the epic saga of King James? The world saw defeat on his face, but perhaps what we truly witnessed was the first silent spark of a deeper struggle, the struggle not just to make the NBA, but to claim an identity and a career that is authentically and solely his own. The burden is immense, but within it lies the only victory that will ever truly matter.